Online dating. Here I'm going to share with you guys a few tips for screening people, showing up as your best self. So, first of all, the mindset that we go into it is super important. Does my profile show what I really want? Do I want marriage? Do I want something casual? Do I want a relationship? Do I share in my profile what I'm committed to, how I want to show up, what's important to me? Rather than I need a guy who looks like this or I don't like this. Keep it positive and share who you are. Have you resolved your anger or disappointment against the opposite sex? That's super important to let go of any negative energy around your last relationship. So what I've learned, what I had to make a lot of adjustments is that I have to go in showing excitement about the man, letting him know right away that I find him attractive, leaning in, not being afraid of rejection. And then also, I'm no longer going by list of guys. I'm going for guys ages 30 to 70. I don't even care about the height, whether they have children or their education. I left all that out. I'm just going for, if his face is halfway decent and has a written profile, I'm just going to match up with him and get to know him so that the process is more about learning something, about discovering something, about growing, meeting new people, rather than projecting. You know, I used to go on there and I had a list of things, how the guy had to look, and all of this. And then if he was hot, I would project some kind of fantasy onto him, and then I felt like I had to have him. This way, I'm more into like, instead of thinking what he has to look like and all of that, I'm more embodied around how do I feel? How do I feel? And then, am I being vulnerable? Am I letting the guy know I find him exciting? Am I asking him questions? Am I interested in him? Or am I just sitting back like I used to do, like the man should pursue me? Okay. The other thing I've had to do differently is to learn how to banter a little bit. Like if a guy gets a little bit, a little bit testy or a little bit short, just be a little flirtatious, cut people some slack, be a little gracious. And so it's going really well. I'm on Bumble and I have a whole bunch of bees in my hive. Bumble is super cute. It was designed by a woman. And every time there's a match, I get a little notification that you have another bee in your hive. Bumblebees. They have the whole thing around like bumblebees. It's super cute. Once people match up, the woman has to send the first message, and usually the gentleman reply and then you kind of want to see, does the conversation kind of go back and forth? And I'm just really right now just super interested in just seeing how different people respond. Some people ghost me, some people just ask me out right away, some people just want to text. With some people, they ask a question, know how to keep the conversation going. So I'm trying to learn how to be like a better online dater and to kind of banter back and forth. But after a while, I reach my limit, and I don't like to text more than like 5 to 10 times each. Then I kind of want to hold their feet to the fire, and that's where the screening comes in. That's where the screening comes in. Like, are they just looking for texting or hookup, or do they want a relationship? Some people don't want to have a video call. I had a gentleman tell me he doesn't do video calls. He only does phone calls. So I could have been like, yeah, video call or nothing, but I'm just letting him have his way. I'm just going along with it. So I'm like, oh, so are you asking me on a date? Just to keep it kind of lighthearted and not be so serious or be so angry or so reactive. I'm really working on being gracious, being open, not being reactive. But you can screen guys pretty quick. If the conversation's kind of going, they haven't asked you out yet, I kind of put a stop to it. I kind of hold their feet to the fire. It's like, okay, I'm willing to go on a date or a video call, depending on what I'm up in the mood for. And that, now they have to commit. Now they can't just sit at work or sit in their car and text me. They're actually going to have to show up, put a little effort in. And that's a good screening tool. If they don't want to have the video call, nothing wrong, nothing wrong. You know, they might just be intimidated by me. They might not be that interested in me. They might have a lot of other stuff going on, where a video call is just one more thing too much for them to handle. Good. I want to know that right away. I used to meet men for a date, but now I don't want to do that anymore because I found that going on a dinner date was kind of a waste of time if I didn't like having a conversation with a gentleman. So the video call to me is really great, and they have it right on Bumble. The quality of the calls are super good. It's not like on Zeus where the reception was really, where the quality of the calls was really bad. It's good, and I can just talk to someone and see if I even want to go out with the person. The gentleman who said no video call said, "Well, I want to see the person in person to see if there's chemistry." All right, hey, I'm not dead set in my ways. That's another thing, like to not be so set on being right. On a couple of these guys, I've had to apologize. I've already had a couple of guys apologize to me. So it's like, all right, now, yesterday I had 3 bees in my hive. I think today I have 10. I can't even keep track of them all. But the thing is, a lot of them are going to drop out because on Bumble so far, I've had 0 dates. I think I've had 2 or 3 video calls. So a lot of people are going to fade away because they are not going to want a video call or a date. I was supposed to have a date yesterday. He had a family emergency. Not a big deal, so that's fine. He wanted to reschedule the date. I said, how about let's do a video call? This guy might just have a lot going on, and I'm not willing to set another evening aside for him, if that could be the case. So let's see if he can get back to me today like he said. He still hasn't. Sometimes they just have a lot going on. They might say, hey, I'm going to get back to you about a video call, and then they just forget. And that happened with one gentleman. I said, well, you did say you were going to get back to me last night about the video call, and I didn't hear from you, so just putting that out there. I think that's what I said. And he apologized 4 or 5 times and said, I'll have the video call tomorrow, whatever time you want, or I'll meet you today, whatever time you want. And I said, well, let's do a video call between 5 and 8. Okay, I will be at my phone between 5 and 8 waiting for you to call. I said, that's not necessary. Let's just set up a time. Like, he was so apologetic. And it's just interesting how different people are when they kind of mess up or forget. How some people will just blow it off, and some people are so apologetic. And right now, because I'm not being reactive and I'm being gracious, and I don't have I'm treating men like people. I'm not ghosting anyone. I'm being super nice and open. I'm having really good experience just meeting different people. And it's funny because years ago, after I'd written the fuck list, I thought one day will I write a book called The Dating List, where I just talk about my dating experiences. And at that time, the hookups were causing me so much emotional pain that I thought I don't ever want to go through a dating list. It just sounds painful and full of heartache. And I was crying when I had the thought, will I ever write a book called The Date List? I was just crying, just thinking about it. But honestly, I feel totally emotionally fine with all of it. I haven't had my feelings hurt. I haven't cried once this time, not even for 10 seconds. I haven't felt that level of disappointment about any of them because I'm not projecting a fantasy. I'm just in my own experience and my own discovery, and really more tuned into what I can learn and where I can grow and what I can discover than needing a particular guy. And I want to say these emotional release techniques and realizing some of my mind patterns have been like the keys that helped me. So I'm really, really grateful because, you guys, there's nothing worse than longing for someone I can't have. And I've spent years of my life, in this longing, in this painful longing. It wasn't even like I had an abusive family. I just had this painful longing for guys for many years of my life, and it was horrible. And to go through life now and be interacting with men and be interacting in like a romantic way, and not have any longing, not have any pain is a totally fucking new experience for me. And I am so grateful. Grateful to all the people, all the coaches, all the teachers that have taught these techniques so that I can go through life powerfully and not like some kind of painful lost victim. Hey, if you're struggling with feeling needy or feeling abandoned or longing for people who don't want you, whether it's your children or your spouse or a man, hey, I would love to work with you. You think I can help you? Reach out to me. Let's see what we can do together. Else, just keep watching my videos as I share more of my dating experiences. And I like these video calls. They're fun because I can do them at night. I do them between 6 and 8 at night. I have a little wine. I talk to the gentleman. It's just nice. I don't have to go meet him anywhere. I can just be at home. I wear something pretty, like I'll probably put on a dress again tonight for my 7 o'clock video call. It's a gentleman in his 60s from Irvine. He looks like a nice professional businessman. He's short, but he's super cute. And he is just a couple of inches taller than me. And ordinarily, I always screen men out for at least 5'10". Sometimes I go to 5'9", but this guy is less than that. And I actually decided to match up with right swipe on him, and we matched up. And tonight we're having a video call, and I think he's super cute. So this is a whole new me, and I had to look at like, okay, if I want to date, I'm going to have to smash through some fucking roadblocks that I have in myself, and I feel like I just smashing through these fucking roadblocks. And that's giving me all new experiences. It's like a miracle, you guys. A fucking miracle. I am my own fucking miracle. I still miss my son a little bit. He really inspired me. Like, he just plays piano so beautifully, and he always cooks. Like, Mom, let's cook. You're spending so much money going out to eat. He loves to cook, so I've been like, okay, I'm going to cook. I'm going to play more piano. I just want to be more like him. He's so on point. He takes care of his pets and his girlfriend, and, he's going to medical school. He's going to be such a good doctor, and I know his girlfriend's parents adore him because he treats their daughter like so good. So good. He's just so good. He's so handsome. Everyone keeps saying he's so handsome. He is really good looking. All my kids are super good looking, super sweet. Yeah. That's why I miss him, because of that sweetness and inspiration, It's just people like that are just, you miss them when they go. Anyway, thanks for watching my video.